NBA YoungBoy just snapped for real. The internet's blowing up right now after shocking footage leaked of YB and his crew catching Dallas rapper Montana 700 slipping backstage at YB's own show.
Thick bitch ass nigga. All you YB fans, you bitch ass nigga better block me today, nigga. This little bitch ass nigga on this whole payment, doing all type of shit. G Money been said, finna get on that Fredo shit, nigga. Stamp you niggas. Nah, for real.
It wasn't just tension, it was straight up madness. People were yelling, security was losing control, and the crowd couldn't believe what they were seeing. YB wasn't there to smile for cameras. He walked right up to Montana, chest to chest, demanding answers for that slick trash talk from years back. You could see it in his eyes. He meant business, no hesitation, no fake energy. This wasn't no random smoke either. This been brewing for a minute. Back in 2021, Montana 700 wasn't making noise like that. He was just another rapper trying to spark attention by throwing dirt on bigger names. The internet's wild. Once you talk reckless online, that energy stays forever. And when those old clips of Montana mocking YB's look and style pop back up, the timing couldn't have been worse. YB was already in his militant bag, focused and ready for whatever. Montana played with the wrong name, and it finally caught up to him. That one move might have just crushed his whole tough guy image for good. Let's take it back for a second. December 2021. YB drops Black Ball, and the whole internet loses its mind. The song was pure heat, but the visuals, that's what really had people talking. YB painting his nails, rocking dark fits, showing a creative side nobody saw coming. Some folks respected it, said it was fearless and artistic. Others started hating, calling it weird or different. But YB didn't care. He was expressing himself, breaking limits most rappers too scared to test. He showed he's not here to fit in. He's here to stand out no matter what anybody says. Then out of nowhere, Montana 700 popped up trying to chase some clout. He hopped online talking wild, throwing jokes, calling YB zesty, like he was on stage doing comedy. He really thought that was his big viral moment. But instead of getting love, people looked at him sideways, like, why you playing with someone who really lived that life? Fans already knew. YB got real history, serious cases, and the whole industry keeping tabs on him. So when Montana tried to clown him, everybody knew that joke was gonna come back to bite. But here's the thing, this wasn't just trolling. Montana went too far. He wasn't just speaking on music, he was questioning YB's manhood, his background, and his street code. That's not entertainment, that's violation. You don't talk like that about someone who earned their name off respect and pressure. YB's not the one to test, and deep down, Montana knew it too. Let's be honest, Montana 700 had zero buzz back then. No chart hits, no major collabs, not even hometown hype. He only got attention after he came for YB. That's the only reason anyone even remembered his name. But the thing about disrespect, it always circles back. YB's not one to let words slide. He remembers everything. Fast forward to now, and that same energy Montana threw online came right back full circle. In his face, live and direct. When YB finally spotted Montana backstage, it wasn't no handshake moment. It was instant tension. Witnesses say YB walked straight up without a word, and before security could even move, things got physical. It was quick, loud, and real. Montana walked out that room knowing what happens when you test a man who built his whole name on loyalty and respect. What's crazy is Montana really thought them old clips were gone, forgotten like last year's drama. He must have figured YB didn't care anymore, but fame got a funny way of digging up the past. By 2024, Montana was finally getting a little buzz in Dallas. A few small gigs, some shout-outs, nothing major. Then out of nowhere, that same old video popped back up right when he was catching some light. Talk about bad timing. Just when he thought he was winning, the past came back and slapped him in the face. And this time, YB was standing right there to deliver the message. Once that clip hit the internet again, everything exploded. Blogs, YouTube channels, and fan pages went crazy with posts and theories. Fans were tagging both of them nonstop, making memes and arguing about who was right. Some said Montana had it coming, others said he should have just stayed quiet. But one thing was clear, YB's name still holds real weight, and disrespecting him comes with a price. See, YB, don't forget, when you cross him, it don't fade, it just waits for the right moment. Montana thought that old slick talk was buried deep, but YB keeps score like it's his second job, and when he cashes in, it's always personal. By 2025, YB wasn't the same artist from back in the day. He was sharper, calmer, and on top of everything. No more stress, no more distractions, just pure control. So when that dusty old footage of Montana clowning him started spinning again, it wasn't about jokes anymore. It was about pride and power. Montana once laughed when YB was fighting through drama, but now that YB's up, the tables flipped hard. He had the fame, the money, the team, and the memory to settle old scores. So when the moment finally came, YB didn't hesitate 1 second. He handled it like he'd been waiting for years. And here's where it all went down. September 2nd, 2025, Dallas, Texas. The show was supposed to be about music and good vibes, but it turned into a full-blown showdown. Montana wasn't even booked. His homie Huncho Amir was the opening act. Montana just tagged along, thinking he could chill backstage, maybe smooth things over and laugh it off. But that was the biggest mistake of his life, because that night YB wasn't there for peace. Montana had no clue that the disrespect he threw years ago was still alive and burning. That old clip of him clowning YB's look never died. It lived rent-free in the minds of fans, and most of all, in YB's. So when Montana walked into that Dallas venue, he didn't realize he was walking straight into a storm. It wasn't just another concert. It was a setup for a showdown that had been brewing for years. Word spread fast through YB's circle. That's the dude who was talking reckless back then. The team was instantly alert, remembering every joke Montana cracked when YB was going through his darkest days. And one thing's for sure, you never make YoungBoy look weak in front of the world. While Montana was chilling backstage, laughing and acting like everything was cool, YB was locked in with that cold stare. Quiet, still, calculating. The air got heavy the moment their eyes met. You could feel it, but something was about to explode. YB don't do internet talk, and he moves in silence and lets his presence speak loud. Once you cross him, there's no reset button. He don't forgive, and he definitely don't forget. Every person who ever laughed when he was struggling stays on his mental list, and when the time comes, he makes sure they face the energy they gave. So when Montana 700's name started trending again, it wasn't by chance. It was fate catching up. The same jokes he made for clout came back to haunt him. Only this time, the man he mocked was in full control. YB wasn't the one under pressure anymore. He was the storm waiting to strike. And here's the twist, the one that flipped the whole situation upside down. Montana's homie, Huncho Amir, was actually the one booked to perform that night. This was supposed to be Huncho's big break. Lights, cameras, fans, everything lined up for his moment. But once YB's camp got word that Montana was tagging along, the energy shifted fast. That dream show turned into a trap of tension with no way out. Even before the music started, everyone backstage felt it. The air was heavy, people were whispering, something was off. Montana walked in all smiles, acting like nothing could touch him, shaking hands, posing for pictures, soaking up attention. But what he didn't know was that every move he made was being watched. YB's crew had already reminded him about that old video, the one where Montana was cracking jokes, calling him names, and trying to play tough online. YB didn't react, didn't post, didn't rant. He just went silent and strategic. That's what makes him dangerous, and he waits until the timing's perfect. So when Montana stepped through that backstage door, karma stepped in right behind him. All those slick jokes and fake confidence came crashing down like a wave. And standing there in the middle of it all, calm, cool, and deadly serious, was NBA YoungBoy himself, the same man Montana once tried to clown for attention. Then it happened. No warning, no countdown, just pure chaos. YB stepped forward, and the whole backstage froze like the air got sucked out the room. There was no talking, no let's squash it, nothing but real tension. YoungBoy walked straight up to Montana, face to face, locking eyes like he'd been waiting for that moment. The silence was electric. You could feel every heartbeat in the room. Then YB started repeating every word Montana said in that 2021 clip. Every insult, every line, word for word. It sounded rehearsed, sharp, like he'd been holding it in for years, waiting to throw it all back in Montana's face. Phones were out, everyone frozen, the whole room locked in on YB's voice echoing through that space. Montana tried to laugh it off, forcing a shaky grin and mumbling something about how it was old talk, and he was just chasing clout back then. But YB wasn't buying it, not even close. You can't disrespect a man in public and then act like it was a joke. The whole internet saw it, the fans remembered, and so did YB. Now the one he mocked was right in front of him. Same eyes, same energy, zero fear. That's when things shifted, from tense to straight dangerous. YB's crew started closing in slow, forming a tight circle around Montana like predators closing on prey. Nobody said a word. It was pure pressure in silence. Then it happened in a flash. No speeches, no second chances, just real action. The room erupted, yelling, phones recording, security trying to push through, pure bedlam everywhere. And then, slap. One sound changed the whole vibe instantly. That hit wasn't random. It was clean, cold, and calculated. In the culture, that kind of move is deep. It's not just about pain, it's about pride. It's how you take a man's ego without throwing a punch. That slap didn't just sting, it spoke volumes. It said, you don't deserve a verse, you deserve a lesson. That moment became bigger than any diss track. It was power, revenge, and respect all rolled into one. Right there, in front of peers, cameras, and his own people, Montana 700 got checked by the same man he once mocked for clout. Just hours earlier, Montana was talking loud about new music, interviews, and moving smart now. Maybe he even thought he'd get a chance to clear the air or make peace. But after that slap, everything fell apart. His image cracked like glass, gone just like that. The look on his face said it all. Shock, regret, embarrassment, all mixed together. He stood there surrounded by YB's crew, his own homies, and a crowd full of witnesses realizing the truth. It was over. All that online talk, that fake confidence, done. He didn't just take a loss, he became the warning. That night, Montana 700 stopped being seen as a rapper. He turned into a message, a reminder that in this game, disrespect don't disappear. And when you talk crazy about the wrong person, one day, you're gonna have to stand on it, face to face. And this is where it gets absolutely wild, the twist nobody saw coming. Someone caught the entire thing on camera, every second. The silence before it went off, the slap, the screams, the stunned faces, all of it recorded crystal clear. That clip was dynamite. The second it existed, it was hotter than anything trending online that week. Within hours, that footage landed right in the inbox of Say Cheese's owner, one of the boldest names in hip-hop media. Everybody knows Say Cheese don't miss a thing. They post every fight, every call-out, every scandal that shakes the game. So when that clip hit their hands, fans were convinced it was about to drop and break the internet. The buzz was crazy. Blogs whispering, group chats blowing up, YouTubers making thumbnails before the post even dropped. The whole culture was waiting for that video to hit. But then, the biggest shock of all, Say Cheese refused to post it. Yeah, the same page known for never holding back decided to keep it locked away. That move said more than a caption ever could. If they wouldn't post it, then that means what went down wasn't just wild, it was dangerous. Insiders started talking. They said the footage showed Montana getting checked hard, no fight back, no words, just pure silence and humiliation. If that video ever leaked, it would have ended whatever little credibility he still had left. But here's the thing, the Say Cheese boss didn't keep it private for clicks or leverage. He did it because he knew what kind of fire that clip could start. This wasn't regular viral content. This was the type of footage that could spark real chaos in the streets. Fans would have chosen sides, artists would have jumped in, and Dallas would have been a powder keg waiting to blow. See, in today's rap scene, one viral moment can flip everything. A single clip can turn into threats, beefs, and retaliation moves that go way beyond social media. Say Cheese saw that, and they weren't about to be the match that started the blaze. Their silence was loud, and this wasn't entertainment anymore. It was too real for the internet. Think about that for a second. If a platform like Say Cheese, famous for posting every messy headline in hip-hop, drew the line here, then you know that footage had to be brutal. Word on the street said it showed Montana getting completely shut down. No words, no comeback, just a cold reminder of where he stood. That decision earned Say Cheese serious respect across the culture. In a world full of people chasing views and viral fame, they showed restraint, and that's real power. They proved that not every story's worth a post, especially when real lives and street ties are involved. Because once something like that hits the internet, it doesn't stay digital. It turns into real problems fast. Sometimes keeping the peace means knowing when not to post, and that's exactly what Say Cheese did. They protected more than just reputations that night. They kept the city from turning upside down over one brutal clip that was never meant to see daylight. Even though the video never dropped, word spread like wildfire. Everybody in Dallas knew it was real. They said the clip was locked away tight, sitting on a hard drive like buried treasure nobody dared to touch. And trust, Montana knew it too. Imagine living with that kind of pressure, knowing your most embarrassing moment could leak any second. Every time his phone buzzed, every time his name trended, he had to wonder, is this the day it drops? That kind of fear don't fade easy. Living like that will eat you alive, knowing one click could destroy everything you built. Montana couldn't chill, couldn't focus, couldn't celebrate even small wins, because one leak could end it all. That's a heavy lesson to learn from a few careless jokes that never should have been said in the first place. Even without the footage hitting the internet, the story spread non-stop. Rumors flooded Dallas. Whispers turned into headlines, and blogs ran wild with titles like Backstage Beatdown Allegedly Involving NBA YoungBoy. Fans flooded the comments debating what really happened. Some said, it's real, while others claimed, it's cap. But before anyone could prove anything, YB made his move, and it flipped everything upside down. No interviews, no diss track, no talking, just one quiet action that shut the whole internet down. YB went online and liked a post about the situation. That's it. One single like. No caption, no emojis, no hint, just silence that spoke louder than words. That tiny move hit harder than any bar or beef ever could. It was YB's way of saying, yeah, it happened. I said what I said. That one tap became the loudest message of the year, and the entire culture felt it. Montana felt it too. That chill that comes when you realize your past just caught up with you again. See, that's YB's power. He don't need to yell or post rants. He moves quiet, strategic, and every move carries weight. That single like turned into a global headline within minutes. It wasn't for clout, it was about control. YB was letting everyone know, I move when I want to. I see everything, and I never forget. That calm dominance shook hip-hop to its core. Nobody needed the video anymore. That one silent action told the whole story. Fans instantly caught on, saying things like, if YB liked it, that's confirmation. The reaction was massive. It proved how powerful one man's silence can be in a world full of noise. He didn't hop on Live to rant. He didn't drop a diss or throw subliminals. He just let silence do all the talking. And that's what made it even colder. It wasn't about being flashy or messy. It was boss energy, pure and simple. YB reminded everyone exactly who he is. Not an internet star chasing clicks, but a real one who moves with precision. That single like was more than just a button tap. It was a warning. And the message was crystal clear: disrespect YB once and you'll feel it forever. The whole culture caught that energy loud and clear, because when it comes to YB, attention doesn't follow the drama follows him. Everybody in Dallas knew the clip was real, locked away tight, sitting somewhere on a hard drive like a secret too hot to touch. And Montana, he knew it too. Imagine waking up every day wondering if your worst moment's about to go viral. Every buzz on his phone, every trending post with his name on it made his heart drop. Is this the day it leaks? That kind of pressure doesn't fade, it eats at you. Living like that will break your peace fast, knowing your biggest mistake is just one upload away from ending your whole image. Montana couldn't rest, couldn't move freely, couldn't even enjoy small wins, because deep down he knew one wrong move could ruin everything. That's the price he paid for running his mouth years ago when he should have stayed quiet. Even though that footage never hit the internet, the whispers never stopped. The streets were buzzing, blogs dropping headlines like alleged backstage beatdown in Dallas. Group chats lit up. Fans argued nonstop, and some yelling, "It's real," others saying, "It's cap." But before anyone could confirm the truth, YB made his next move, cold, quiet, and smooth. No rants, no interviews, no diss tracks, just one single action that broke the internet. YB went online and hit like on one of the biggest posts about the whole situation. No caption, no emojis, no hints, just one tap that flipped social media upside down. That wasn't no accident, that was a message. A silent shot straight from YB himself saying, "Yeah, it happened, and I meant it." That single like spoke louder than 1,000 bars. Without saying a word, he told Montana, the industry, and every fan watching, "Don't test me, ever." That's YB's power. He don't need to shout to be heard. Every move he makes hits like thunder. That one like became the headline of the night. It wasn't about flexing, it was about control. He was saying, "I see everything, I remember everything, and when I act, I don't miss." The silence after that shook the whole culture. Nobody even needed the video anymore. That one click confirmed it all. Fans said, "If YB liked it, that's all the proof we need." And they were right. That's the kind of presence that comes from being both respected and feared. And YB sits at the top of that list. He didn't hop on live to talk crazy, didn't throw subliminals or drop a track. He just let silence do all the talking. That's what makes him dangerous. That calm confidence, that boss-like control. While others chase drama for clout, YB controls it without saying a word. Here's the real truth. This wasn't just some random backstage scuffle. Nah, this was a lesson that rocked the entire rap game. What went down between NBA YoungBoy and Montana 700 wasn't about fame or ego. It was all about respect. In this culture, you might get clicks from being bold online, but the streets never forget. You can't joke on certain names and think it's sweet. And with YB, he never forgets a thing. He always circles back when the time's right. Montana made the same mistake many rappers do, thinking dissing a bigger name would boost his clout. But instead of leveling up, he burned out quick. He chased attention and got consequences instead. The whole thing backfired like karma in motion. The message was crystal clear. Respect still matters. Doesn't matter how viral your post goes or how loud you talk. When you disrespect the wrong person, that energy always finds its way back. This whole mess reminded everyone that in today's world, words never die. Back in the old days, you could talk slick behind closed doors and it'd fade. But now, every clip, every post, every little diss, it's all saved somewhere waiting to pop back up. The internet got receipts forever, and once they resurface, they don't ask permission to ruin you. For up-and-coming rappers, this was a flashing warning sign. Think before you talk. That little joke Montana dropped in 2021 probably felt harmless back then, just another quick way to get likes. But that same clip turned into a ticking time bomb that blew up his whole image. The clout he wanted so bad became the reason his name got dragged through the mud. That's the cold truth about this game. Fame moves fast, but payback moves faster. When you're at the top like YB, you call the shots, you control how and when to respond. But if you're still climbing, still trying to get noticed, you don't get that luxury. You play on somebody else's timing. And when you disrespect the wrong person, you don't get to schedule your consequences. They come when they come. That night, Montana didn't just get confronted, he got humbled. It stripped away all that fake confidence and showed everyone the difference between internet fame and real-world respect. Online, you can act tough, post memes, and talk wild, but face-to-face, that's where the truth shows up. And in that moment, Montana's truth hit hard. Now his downfall stands as a warning to every artist chasing buzz. One careless move can flip everything. One clip, One line, one joke you thought didn't matter can come back years later and wreck your whole life. Montana 700 learned that the hard way. He thought that little video would boost him, and it did, just not the way he expected. Here's the craziest part. Even Say Cheese, one of the boldest no-filter platforms in hip-hop, refused to touch that clip. And that says everything. These are the same folks who post fights, sneak disses, and wild beefs daily. They live off controversy. But when they said no, the whole game knew it wasn't entertainment. It was real. Too real. Whatever went down wasn't for clicks or laughs. It was serious business that could have spilled way past music. That moment sent shockwaves through the culture. Artists, fans, and industry insiders all felt the shift, a real wake-up call about what respect means. Because disrespect might get you trending for a day, but respect keeps your name strong for life. You can't build legacy off trolling. You build it through loyalty, consistency, and standing tall, even when the cameras aren't rolling. And that's where the difference between Montana 700 and NBA YoungBoy stands clear as day. YB never had to chase attention. Attention chases him. He earned his power through struggle, pain, and perseverance. No desperate tweets, no interviews begging for spotlight, just silent dominance that speaks volumes. Montana tried to play the internet game and lost big. He learned that chasing views can cost you more than money. It can cost you your respect. YB showed the world what real control looks like: calm, patient, and dangerous. He proved that silence can shake the room louder than any diss track ever could. While Montana's name turned into a punchline, YB's name got even stronger. A reminder that you can't outshine someone who built their own lane from the ground up. For every rapper out there watching this story unfold, pay attention. One post, one careless joke, one old clip can flip your image overnight. The internet never forgets, not 1 second of it. That video you think is funny today could destroy your career tomorrow. Every word you drop online becomes part of your legacy, and if you're reckless, that legacy might bury you before you even blow up. This wasn't just another viral moment. It was a warning shot to the whole culture. Fame fades quick, but respect, that's forever. You can't delete what the streets remember. The internet moves fast, but the real ones never forget who stayed solid and who folded under pressure. So if you're in this game, move smart. Protect your name, your word, and your image. Because in this industry, one wrong move can echo for years. YB's silence became a statement, and Montana's mistake became a message. A hard reminder that clout can't buy credibility.
And remember, this story isn't just about drama, it's about survival in the rap world. The next headline could drop any second, and you already know. Hood Secret will be right there to bring it to you first.